MVP, what's up, man?
Yes, I'm good, bro. I'm good. Glad to hear you're feeling better.
Yeah, I was going to say, I got to apologize. I hit Mike up for an interview, and then like 10 minutes, because I had something beforehand. I was like, and I was talking. I said, I can't do this. I can't do a interview. It's disrespectful. So I said, can we do Thursday? Obviously, you're a popular man these days. In media galore, but you made it happen. We haven't spoke since you beat Kevin Holland, I don't believe, right?
No, we haven't.
You went to Turks and Caicos. You had a successful debut. You're in the rankings. You're the belle of the ball. You're fighting on the McGregor card. Life is good.
Man, it's going according to plan, to be fair. I feel like I genuinely I manifested this, and I kind of said I want to jump in at the deep end and not waste any time, just get straight to the top of the pile and just make noise. And I feel like, we're on track.
Yeah, without question. That is exactly what you said. And it's exactly what you're doing, so congratulations. Kevin Holland, obviously, he's a tremendous fighter and he's a fan favorite, and he's back in action this weekend. He had a hard time with you, though, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Kevin because I do like him a lot, but your style, he couldn't really get near to you, and I think it probably happens with your opponents a lot. They start to get more and more frustrated, and then they start to swing more because they're getting mad. Is that kind of a fair assessment for you?
Yeah, 100%. Like I think he knew it was going to be a difficult fight. Just stylistically, I think he knew it was going to be a difficult fight. Obviously, he's probably the only person that's had a close experience with that kind of style with Wonderboy Thompson. So I think he knew it was going to be a bit awkward. But yeah, like I said, again, people don't really realize how fast I am and, my exact timing for stuff until they're in there with me. And so I kind of knew that he was going to have a very difficult time. I wasn't underestimating him by all means, because as you say, I think he's an amazing athlete. I think he's a top fighter. I think he's one of the toughest I've ever come across. He's a beast, because I landed some clean shots and I was just looking in his eyes. He was just there the whole time. But I just knew he would always find the style difficult.
Yeah, man, you did. You hit him clean several times. And I didn't realize this. He's never been knocked out. There's one TKO loss on his record, but it was a doctor stoppage or a corner stoppage at the end of round 4. So he's never been stopped. So he's as tough as they come, man. So well done on that. Now,
thank you.
What are you ranked now, Mike? 10 now? 9? Something like that?
I think it's like 13, I think. All right. I can't remember. I think it's 13.
Whatever. You're taking on Ian Garry. Now, first of all, Brian, just quickly, because this is genius. You've got to go to Michael's Instagram page and you've got to play this video that shows SpongeBob. Because, Mike, you're a class act. You're awesome in the octagon. Hey, bro, I was sitting there. I've got the in-law staying at my house. My father-in-law sitting by the fire pit yesterday, just having a cheeky beer after a barbecue. And I'm scrolling Instagram, and then my father-in-law's like, SpongeBob. I love SpongeBob. I'm like, no, check this out. Brian, put it to the start. Put it to the start. Press play. This is amazing. Hold on.
That's it, Gary.
What is the title? He says, when Ian Garry's coach sees that he accepted the fight with you.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it, Gary. We are going to start some serious training right now. Come on, Gary, move it. Up, down. Faster. Go. Come on, push it, Gary, push. Move that shell. Come on, Gary, move it. Let's go. Faster. Let's go. Fill up. Move it, Gary, move it.
All right. Thanks, Brian. We get the idea. Oh, my God. Listen, I don't see it. I think even Ian's got to laugh at that. Come on, that's genius.
Listen, 100%. But this is what I'm trying to say to people. Like, as I've always showed, I try to be creative. It's not just me, though. Like, I have to say, it's my family. I always say we, because it's me, my family, my friends. We get together and we start doing cracking jokes about opponents and, what I could do, blah, blah, blah. And it's actually my brother that came up with that. He was kind of like, oh, do you remember the snail in SpongeBob's called Gary? And I was like, oh, I started looking through clips. We got some more to come. Don't worry, we got some more to come. But like, this is what I was saying. I tell people that everyone feels the need to be disrespectful on a personal level. And there's other ways of being creative. There's other ways of selling fights. You know, I like to be cheeky and a bit more entertaining. And yeah, you know, I'm going to come up with more stuff like that.
Yeah, as you say, you don't need to necessarily sell your soul and do a disservice to yourself to sell the fight and be funny. Do you mind if we play one more? Because you had that other one where you said, you're not very good at this, are you, Ian? Was it like, Brian, just bring his page back up because I saw this one. This is good. Ian Garry's going to hate me after this, and I'm pretty sure he already does anyway, so fuck it. I've got nothing against the guy. But which one is it? Is it this one here?
The one in the middle. No, the one in the middle.
The one in the middle, Brian. Up the top. That one,
yeah, there you
Get
go.
this out. This is
maybe even a future opponent for you one day.
Who's fight next?
Kevin Holland in Miami.
There's no way he beats Kevin Holland. So no. There's no way.
So we can't get too excited about potentially Ian Garry MVP matchup.
Unless he passes me out in the division somehow and his number's higher than mine, I'm zero interest.
Bro, you are 2 for 2. Not that good at this, are you? But I'm going to give you one more chance. Last question. Who do you reckon is going to win our fight?
Good stuff, man. Who helps you do all this? Because you ain't doing that stuff yourself.
Yeah, no, not at all. Like, again, it's the family that comes up with the ideas. But the execution is my creative director, Kishan. He is unbelievable. I have him full time with me, filming absolutely everything. He does my YouTubes, he does these videos, he does all my promotional videos and my training videos. He is a one-man band when it comes to it. We actually started a film company together called In the Moment. We're going to be doing some like short films and a few other bits and pieces. But yeah, this he's the guy.
Yeah, well, shout out to Kishan. Well done, mate. He's doing some fantastic work. Very, very entertaining stuff. So talk to me about Ian Garry, because he gave you no chance of beating Kevin Holland. He's kind of been a little bit, I think it's fair to say, dismissive, right? What do you think? What do you think about this fight?
I think it's a great fight. It's something that I almost asked for straight after, anticipating that it would be a good fight. I do by no means am I overlooking him at all, because he is a talented young guy. Some excellent striking. Coming from a striking background, I can analyze certain things, and I'm like, man, that was nice, that was slick. There's certain aspects that obviously I feel like I can expose. I obviously feel like there's a few holes in the game, and I can see my path to victory, but I have to be on point. He's a sharp guy. And I think as long as if I'm the best me on that day, I don't see me losing.
Yeah, I mean, listen, without question, you've got to give the guy respect, because he's good at what he does. He's undefeated, 7-0 now, I think, in the UFC, something like that. Yeah. So, and he's tall and he's long and he's got good kickboxing. So he's not someone you take lightly. I think last time out he was getting booed a lot because he was backing up against Jeff Neal. To be honest, he was playing it smart. He was recognizing the threat from Jeff. I don't expect you to give a game plan away, but I'm assuming for you, not much changes, right?
And that's what the interesting thing was. I actually asked for the fight to be pushed to Manchester. I kind of felt like it made sense. Young Irish guy, young British guy, fighting on the UK card. And also I had just come back off holiday, so I thought it gives me a little bit more time to kind of prepare properly. I like to be at my best. I take my training very, very seriously. And I just felt, it would be better on that card. But he wanted it on June. So I was like, cool, we'll make it happen. And the reason why it made it an even easier choice is because, as you say, it's not that much of a change. I'm literally using the same sparring partners that I had used for Kevin. We've asked a couple of people to do a couple of different things, just because there's, a few variations that are slightly different. But in general, it's pretty much the same camps. It's almost like I've gone the camp. I'm classing it as my camp started back from the Kevin Holland camp, and we're still just utilizing the same thing. And for me, it's just about making sure I'm fit, which my coach is our gym's known for, pushing us physically. So we're just getting to work. Like, I don't care to do any media outside of that, my own little fun. I don't care to do any media, anything. I just want to head down, make sure I am at 100% for that fight, and then you know, I'll show the world exactly what time it is.
You said you're not here to mess around. You know, you're very, you know, you're 37 years old, you know, so you kind of, you want to fast track, if you will, towards a title shot, which I understand. If you designed your career in a laboratory, I didn't say that right, in a lab, if you put it down on pen and paper, it'd be make your debut at UFC 299, which is one of the best fight cards, then follow it up with a big fight against a brash Irishman on the undercard of Conor McGregor versus versus Michael Chandler, again, that's already surpassed $20 million. I mean, talk about exposure, bro.
It's like I said, it literally feels like everything that I've kind of manifested and put out into, you know, the world is slowly, you know, coming to life. You know, I see myself finding Gary's chin at some point in that fight, getting a big KO under those lights, under that attention. It's only going to slingshot me even further to the top. You know, because I've envisioned my title fight to be against Leon in the UK. Potentially, I do one more fight, and it, you know, because I'm not sure when they're going to be coming back to the UK. Maybe next year from now, but hopefully early next year. Which means, let's say I get one more fight. You know, do exactly what I do again, and then, you know, push to the title next year, early next year, and then have an epic fight with the main man, Leon Edwards, in, you know, a stadium in the UK. That would be unbelievable. Yeah,
we've spoke about this before, but that really would be. That would be, I mean, just perfect, wouldn't it? I mean, you had a great career outside the UFC. Fly through the rankings. I mean, you're already ranked after one fight, beat Ian Garry, one more fight, and then take on the champ. It'd be phenomenal. However, if Conor McGregor beats Michael Chandler, he's kind of already calling out Leon Edwards. And Leon Edwards said that he won him at Madison Square Garden in November. Now, I understand that because that makes a lot of sense for both people. I'm assuming you agree with that.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, here's the thing. I've always got two hats on at the same time. You've got the fighter side and you've got the business mind. I understand when certain business decisions are made, I don't get annoyed. I can't let the fighter side of me get annoyed. Oh, no, you know, this should happen this way. No, we can't do that. You know, I have to make sense of the scenario, the situation. It makes sense for Conor. Again, he's going up against a stand-up fighter. And I understand he's made a few comments. I understand what he means by it in terms of saying that, you know, Leon went the distance with Diaz. You know, he struggled to finish him and so on and so forth. He said, he favors himself as a stand-up artist. So I completely understand that. And again, it just makes noise. It makes sense, you know, for the UFC. If he decides to say, you know, that's the fight I want next, and they give it to him, it makes sense. I get it. I'd have no qualms with that. I'd hope, again, selfishly speaking, I'd let's say that doesn't happen for whatever reason. I'd kind of prefer it that way, just so it is me and Leon at the end, and nothing gets in the way of that. But you know, who knows? It might be me and Conor at the end. it could either be that. Way. Even that would be epic.
It's not a bad scenario either way, is it? Listen, either way, I can see it's still daylight in the UK there. How's the weather right now?
Shit. It's so bad over here, man. It's like grey clouds. I actually saw something yesterday, and they said we're gonna have the worst summer that we've had in like 50 years, and it's gonna be like 100 days of rain.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, exactly. So, I think you're probably the first station I'm saying this to. I'm actually moving probably towards the end of the year. I've actually got my visa to move to Dubai, so I'm going to be. I'm saying bye to the UK, getting out of here. I'm definitely going to be over that side of the world. I'm still going to be, you know, anytime there's camp, I'm going to be coming back home, you know, with my guys and so on and so forth. But yeah, I can't take it over here anymore, man. I'm done with this place.
You know, listen, it sounds like a silly thing to say talking about the weather. I called my dad before I was driving to an appointment, and I said, how you doing, Dad? He said, oh, okay, apart from it's almost June and I've got the heating on. He said, it's freezing up north and it's pissing down with rain and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
And it does just, I know this is an MMA podcast, but it gets you down. It does. It gets you down.
It does.
My wife's Australian. She came from Australia. It was cold. It was wet and all the rest of it. I'm coming out to California doing training camp. She came out a couple of times. We had the work visa. And life is for living. You got to get out there and see, 100%. Experience new places, new things. You know, obviously my heart is English and I love going back there. My friends and family will always be there, but there's a big wide world. Mike, I'll let you go. Enjoy the rain.
Thank you.
Enjoy the training camp. Best of luck. Just give me a prediction. How does the fight end?
Spectacular knockout. Game plan is pretty straightforward, if I'm being honest. And I don't feel like it does anything for him, even if he heard this. Piling on a lot of pressure because he doesn't seem to work well off his back foot, and he will feel that pressure as mixed with that frustration. It's going to make him at some point in that fight dart forward in the wrong moment, and that's when something big happens. And I'm drilling quite a few things that if any one of those lands, nobody's going to be talking about the Conor fight.
Ian Garry will be unconscious.
Sleeping. Good night. Good night.
I'm just trying to get a quote for the thumbnail on the video. Mike, you're the man, brother. Always a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, my bro.
Good luck with everything.
Always good talking to you.
All right, man. Take care. We'll talk to you soon.